This is just, I think, a really good point to remind everybody that the work that our friends are sort of doing and, putting a lot of effort into as artists are definitely coming from places, very personal places of great trauma and difficulty and harshness. And I think this is a good place to remind the whole lot of them. We've got 2 more to go, that as a people, I think we stand by your work, we stand by your truth, and we stand by your resistance. So thank you very much again. I'd like to move on to our next artist for the day, Shia Yih Yiing. So Yih Yiing is a new friend of mine. I'm very happy to have met her today. And so I'm going to have to read a lot of what Yih Yiing has done. But Yih Yiing has been in the art space for a very long time. She's very well known in the work that she's done. She's an incredibly celebrated artist that's evocated the use of allegory and nuanced storytelling. Yih Yiing graduated from the Malaysian Institute of Art, and a lot of her work captures the sort of symbols around rural family portraits inspired by Renaissance art, and a lot of her work has been incredibly transformative. It has reached international shores just like the rest of our artists today, but specifically Yih Yiing is celebrated for a lot of her work that captures these images of the mother and motherhood and identity. She has been very well known for works that she's done in the past: The Womb, Motherhood Games, The Weaver, and recently, just a couple of years ago in 2022, she had an installation called Planting Dreams in Search of a Good Gardener, really sort of bringing together this whole, the themes of motherhood and the environment. So ladies and gentlemen, Shia Yih Yiing.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Why I pressed the wrong button? How come? Today I'm going to share about my art practice and how I design. I love biodiversity. Actually, my arts inform how I comes about with this. Okay, this is me. Okay, I will use C to describe myself as a common people in the on the left. I am a part-time mother, part-time art instructor, and part-time artist. I'm not full-time. I have to work part-time to buy time to be financially independent, so I can be a creative people where I can dream, I can perform on my canvas using F factor F. What are they? I appropriate famous painting of famous people, pictures with figures of my friends, myself, friends and family member, as well as local flora and fauna. And I spice it out with frown upon, not so good facts and fictions, into fairy tales, and then into fashion parade. Okay, let's see. And as a citizen, I am a good Malaysian woman. Okay, actually I have a dream for a better Malaysian future. I wish our Tanah Air, okay, the crocodile, is guided by 2 balanced power. No one is powerful but balanced. And our future generation embrace the nature and higher power. Okay, so we will be looked after when we are getting old. This is my wish. Okay, you see, Ken Wong requested me to use this painting at his book cover. I was very honored. I even offer free of charge. Okay, then what happened? Thanks to all these patriotic young politician leaders all over Malaysia, they take times to lodge police report about how my work insulting the national emblem. Okay, and really thanks to that, that's why I was invited to so many activity. Without their free publicity, no one know me. Okay, thanks to them. So after a few days, they launched a report. I was invited to the Ballet Police, okay, at Jinjiang Utara, not Bukit Aman. That is very terrifying. So Jinjiang Utara. You all remember why is Jinjiang Utara? Later I will explain. So that's my sincere confessions. I'm really, really blessed. I'm born in Malaysia. Okay. Especially Kuching, Sarawak. It's such a beautiful place. Why? I was grown up in a fruit orchard, small fruit orchards. And then Sarawak Museum is my playground. Can you imagine the best museum in Southeast Asia? It has a beautiful taxonomy collection in the ground floor where I see beautiful birds, animal, and plants in boxes. And upstairs, there are so beautiful and meticulous craft tools and artifacts by different native tribes, and beautiful mural of Tree of Life. I never thought that it would influence me, okay, after all this year. That's why I got, after I graduated from MIA, Malaysian Institute of Art, I got lucky. I married young, and I married to a Jinjiang guy. So I have studio to work, you see? So I'm so blessed. And I work part-time, so I have time. So what I paint the beautiful things from my hometown. Okay, so that's why I have my friends who became artists first. I have the Iban weaver with beautiful textile. I wish one day I will become like her, produce beautiful things. And at the same time, I also take note of what happened back to their homeland, the interior natives, how their life would change because of the development. By that time, I'm a fence sitter. I only read the news. I only read the book. I never have the chance to travel inland because I'm so busy with work. So while in KL, you know that every year, the young politician again, they will have these not so friendly slogans every time in the General Assembly. So that's why I imagine if I am the fairy godmother, okay? See what I do? I'm looking after and babysitting 5 cursed princesses from far away land in high above in the Twin Tower in the middle of the sea. You know what is middle of the sea? Southeast Asia. Interview me. You must. Okay. So this is the story. Okay. And then though she babysit with a bit of favoritism, but she was kind enough to let all the princesses to develop their own character and preserve their culture. Okay. And as the year goes by, wow, as the years go by, but through the Malaysian artist's eye, over the years, the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2010, she became the fairy godmother become the fairly good mother, the not so good mother. Okay, why? Maybe due to, okay, what? Menopause. Actually, I go through my menopause. It's really tired. So at my 50, okay, at my 50, my first bucket list is to travel back to Sarawak interior to see what happened. Okay, so I have 3 trips. First trip is by the coastal area from Sibu to Muka to Bintulu. And so that's why I see the scenes is same as West Malaysia. It's all oil palm plantations. And also the Bintulu, I visit the heavy industry, which is powered by the energy from the mega dam. Okay? Can you imagine the heavy metal industry is by the sea, how it would pollute the sea? Okay, so and I see how some native play victim, with all these social economic issue. So I get a bit disillusions with people. Okay, then the second trip is at my 50, really 50. I go to the Mulut National Park. At the same time, I visit the inland village because I want to see how the landscape changed from national park with the virgin forest to the villages. What happened? So a big comparison. And the second trip is the first trip. The first Ulu Balam trip is by Maswing, a small plane, and 4-wheel drive, and also on foot. The second trip is by longboard. So I see the landscape at different level, bird eye view. With different experience. Okay, so the most memorable part is the visit to a first Penang settlement, okay, in Long Lamai. This is the only village that I saw that is surrounded by forest. How they make it? How they make it is when after the village, we trek back on foot. We go there by boat. Then we trek back by foot. And on top of a small hill, I see a humble, simple barricade. And with a very simple, humble sign. I will show later. This give me an impact. Okay, how they preserve the forest, but with a sacrifice. Okay, and then the second trip is to by the end of the boat trip when the boatsmen are not too tired because our travel is with very swift flowing river. I can't imagine if anything happened, I would die there. It's really, really very dangerous by longboard because during the 1 week's travel, no other boat. Everyone using 4-wheel drive. The boat is really, really dangerous because of the logging. There will be those driftwood coming down. So, nasib baik, I'm still here. Okay, it's really, I don't know why I joined that trip. So scary. So during that, the end of the trip, I make a bold move. I asked both men, what is your dream? In future, what would you like to do? There are 6 both men. Except 2, 4 of them would dream of having oil palm farm, small palm, as well as those who have bigger land will reserve some of the forest as reserve. So I see that they all will turn the land into farmland. Only 2, they don't have the land. That is the Penang. They will make balang and knife to sell in future. So I felt, wow. Big oil plantation, small farm, gone. Actually, in this trip, I don't really see virgin forest. Only the place where there's no road. Then the forest won't be cut down. There are 2 types of cutting of the forest. For those there is road, there is the native. They will do selective logging. So what you see, the forest that you see is pendek punya, not the tall. So that's why when I travel, I see the landscape very strange. It looks like secondary forest. Okay, and then the new road that is bulldozed. Actually, it do brings development to and convenience to the village, but it also brings the bad influence of the modern life into the village. So there is this ambivalence. Okay. So that's why when I come back, I do, instead of putting myself like a fashion, gaya, I use the figure as landscape. So the body is stripped bare of the protection of nature and culture. Okay, so I want to create words that the audience can feel. If that's you, if that's happened to you, how you felt. And another one is the animal parade. So this is the humble sign that I see on top of the hill, that they say that they are not ready to accept the opening of the road. And this is actually the humble sign blockage. It's so humble, and then it stopped. The bulldoze really stopped there. The worker, they not go in. Actually, is the spirit of the villages, and that is the whole community to do that, to stop. But then at a price. They have to go. They have to travel by boat or by on foot. 4-wheel drive is so convenient. Okay. So actually, I'm finding way how to do another series of work that talk about nature. Because of that trip, I thought I want to challenge myself how to conserve the nature. It's so hard. And then when I'm back to KL, we have such a convenient lifestyle. Everything is so easy at the press of a button. Electricity, food, everything was so easy to get, and we waste so much at the expense of these natural resources. So that's why I felt I have to do something through my painting. Rather than involve with community work that would take up a lot of my time, I will just try to produce powerful images. So that's why I choose biodiversity. It's such a long word. So how to do it? So as a Chinese, because I know Mandarin, the character, that's why I see the words as a pictures. I try what else can I see in the words, So that's why actually this is from the research. So visual research. So the eye. So I can combine them into an eye. Okay. And then I ask myself, how to show our action? It's us. It's not them or who. It's we. How to show our actions in preserving or exploiting this richness visually, verbally, message, and vigorously. It has to have an impact. And also, I use that F factor again, familiar, famous images, okay, familiar emblem, popular, famous fashion logo, and as well as, so from here, and also inspire that book cover issue, okay, insulting the emblem. But here, I don't think I'm insulting Sarawak emblem, so I use the Sarawak emblem because it's. I came from Sarawak, so I use it. And black is for the black t-shirts, okay. And in this emblem, the black represent resources, the petroleum and timber. Okay. And also, and then the red is the courageous. So that's why I have the center to have this heart. Biodiversity became a portrait. And this, I saw the love in this. I'm a visual person. So that's why I do a lot of sketch and then try that. So from that V become a love. So, and then the wings, it gives another message. The well of nature is also the well of nations. And then down there, the crocodile become the consumerism. And then also is backed up by capitalism and also corruptions. Okay, so actually this heart is in between, is a tug of war between the wings and the crocodile. They are pulling apart. So how you see it is I love biodiversity is at a sacrifice, for the natives. If you want to conserve the biodiversity, you have to sacrifice the convenience. And what about us? How do we love? How do we conserve biodiversity? by reducing consumerism, by reducing our spending, by reducing our wants. So this is the little actions that we can do. Okay, so towards the end is actually my whole sharing is about the more variety, the better society in terms of nature and culture. Okay, so because why I have this, and because just this morning I went to talks about Chung Cheng San in National Art Gallery. Mr. Chung gave me a free opportunity to have this fine art training. I joined a competition organized by Malaysian Institute of Art, so I got free scholarship to study fine art in Malaysian Institute of Art. So his philosophy and his motto of art is about truth, about kindness and beauty. Actually, this is my whole my intention in creative art. That's why my works are very. I want to attract people's attentions with beauty, but at the back I want to give people a little pinch, and that pinch. Okay, so that's the way that I do my work. Okay, thank you.